I like crinkling up every fabric that comes into my hand to give it that rustic look. It's very vintage. Do you even know what vintage is? Didn't think so. It's too underground for you. So this is my ukulele. I like playing it when no one asked me to. In the middle of hallways, out in public, usually in the art district, of course. I'm not gonna be going anywhere that's not the art district. Mommy and Daddy won't give me the money to do so. I can play you something if you'd like. You don't want me to. Most people don't, but I do anyways. Right now I'm not up for it though. I'm just gonna pluck my ukulele in that case. My not being played ukulele. That gently weeps. I just love that song. My guitar gently weeps. John Lennon wrote it when he was working with the Rolling Stones. That was a great time. I also love the black wood. It's very shiny. I just carry it around as a fashion statement wherever I go. It's like my own little purse, my own little clutch. My glasses don't have lens. I wear them for fashion. Just like every other person with them. Buddy Holly glasses. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to know that they're Buddy Holly glasses, because usually I don't. So what's your favorite band? They're too mainstream for my taste. I prefer the Velvet Underground. Have you heard of them? Of course you haven't, they're too underground. What about... I bet you haven't listened to Stairway to Heaven. It's probably the best Aerosmith song that you'll ever listen to. You should get a crack on that. YouTube it, just like everyone else. I don't even use YouTube. I use ZTube. It's the hip thing to use. Actually, that was a lie. I use Vimeo. V-I-M-E-O. That's what all the people who don't want to contribute to the monopoly of YouTube use. Vimeo and Dailymotion. Here, let's talk more about culture, considering how it's the only thing that makes up my personality, basically. So what are your favorite movies? Too mainstream for my taste. I much prefer movies by Ingrid Bergman, Woody Allen, who else? Roman Polanski, of course. Bernardo Bertolucci, Stanley Kubrick. Do you even know who Stanley Kubrick is? I thought not. Like, Stanley Kubrick is the god of movies, but at the same time, he's too mainstream for my taste. He made movies like The Shining, Misery, duh. Scarface, duh. What else? Shrek, duh. The Lion King, duh. He's all over the media, you just don't know it. He's pulling all the strings. There's actually a bunch of conspiracy theories about his death. He made a movie called Door Closed or something, I don't know. Eyes Looking at You, I don't know. And because of that, you know, this one club ended up kind of taking him out. So goes the theory. I myself don't believe in conspiracy theories, man. By the way, Bush did 9/11, but I don't believe in conspiracy theories, though. They're too mainstream for me. Let me just put my little ukulele back in its knapsack. There we go. Do you happen to have an Instagram? Cool. I happen to have a vintage phone. Or not a vintage phone, a vintage camera. The terms are becoming interchangeable now. That I usually use to put photos on Instagram. My mommy and daddy bought it for me. And they also bought me the this $1,000 camera that can take insanely detailed photos, but the vintage look is always nice. I'll just do it like this, or use it like this. Yeah, little does anyone know, I'm actually a photographer. I'm going to school for photography. My daddy noticed my talent. He said I could be like the new Stanley Kubrick of my day. Even though I could be like the new Stanley Kubrick of my day. Because, I don't know if you know me, because I'm like Instagram famous, but on my blog, I like to take photos, and I'm very famous for it, of water bottles on the streets, and of statues that I see in museums, and also of my record collection, and my movie collection, and my CD collection, and the vinyl itself from the records. And I also like, downloading photos off the internet that look aesthetically pleasing. Learn that word, aesthetics. That look aesthetically pleasing, and I like putting them on my blog. But despite the fact that I didn't take the photo myself, I still recognized the mood it would contribute to the already established mood of my blog. You should definitely give me a follow. I don't do follow for follow, though. That's too mainstream for me. Now, let me just configure my camera settings so that way I can take some great photos of you. I know you want me to, so I'm going to take some photos of you. Yeah, I try to keep it on the down low that I'm a photographer, even though I take my camera everywhere and I take photos of people, even though they don't want me to take photos of them. It's my dream job. They're all going to be appreciative someday. They're going to be shocked that I, being a famous photographer, has actually taken a photo of them. Grammar Nazi. Gotta pay attention to that have and has. Okay. So, don't smile for me. What are you talking about? This isn't your family photo. This is art. Like, don't smile. Just keep still and look as indifferent or as nihilistic as you possibly can. So that way, you kind of come across being very cool, basically. Very, that's kind of the new thing nowadays. It's just not to care about life at all. To be indifferent towards it. It's very fashionable. So the more antipathetic your eyes can get and the more depressed and hollow you look, the more fashionable you are. So just remember the misery in your life and then look at the camera. Actually, no, what am I talking about? God, don't look at the camera. Look off, like, you know, off the camera. Look away from the camera just slightly, as if there was something more interesting going on there, as if you're not having your photo taken. So look on either side of the direction. Don't look directly into the camera, and don't smile. Okay. Now let's go. Would you mind doing some sort of pose once more that is indifferent, nothing too fancy? Something like, I don't know, just like a pensive sort of pose, like, you know, you're thinking about how meaningless you are in the grand scheme of things. Great, thanks. Now, how about you look forlorn into the camera? Something like, you know, you are kind of not wanting your photo get taken like most people, but you are not going to resist because you know that, you know, trying to argue in this system is basically futile because people don't, you know, they don't know how to take no for an answer, basically. Okay, excellent. Now, would you mind, here, let me try and think of another pose. It's so hard being a photographer. I like to consider myself a director as well. I'm a photographer, director, slash artist, slash writer, slash painter, slash screenwriter, slash screenplay artist, slash ballet, ballerina, slash gymnast, slash race car driver. I'm everything. You should read it up on my bio. Give me one moment. Yeah, my bio on Instagram. It lists everything that I am, including my sexuality, how many mental illnesses I have, my what else do I have there? I have a lot. I have a lot that tells, oh, my zodiac sign, my MBTI type. It's basically everything that you need to know about me in under, what is it, 250 characters. But once more, we have to reject labels. You shouldn't be labeled in this society. Labels confine the man, even though I have 40 labels on my Instagram bio. But that has nothing to do with my philosophy. I'm just gonna take photos of you in your natural grace. Once more, don't smile. Smiling causes the artwork to not be artwork because it's just your face smiling. Like, no one wants to see that. People want to see other people's misery to make themselves feel happier. God, how do you not know this by now? I think that should be enough photos. Film? What do you mean by film? I thought this was a digital camera. I didn't put any film into this. Which means that all those photos are for nothing, apparently. Oh well. Comme ci, comme ça. I know French. I'm very cultured that way. I took one French class, and now I'm fluent. Same thing with Japanese. I watched one anime once. I'm kind of fluent in Japanese, that you might know. Arigato. That means something. Now, oh, here it is. I'm gonna show you something. I like showing my new album off to everyone. There we go. And I'm also gonna be here. Okay. my new TARDIS pipe. I love it. I time travel using water, if that's even possible. My TARDIS pipe got my record wet. Now I'm gonna put my pipe away. Now that I got the good hit. And I'm gonna be showing you my record, my new album. Now this isn't my new album. My new album dropped on SoundCloud. You should go check it out. The link, I don't give people the link. I'm too underground for that. You have to find it out on your own. Let's not be mainstream, okay? Let's genuinely try and like music. Yeah, I expect to be big. But anyways, this new album of mine, which of course isn't mine, it's just one that I bought, is the Graduate album. I don't know about you, but I totally relate to this movie, The Graduate, with Dustin Hoffman, who looks insanely good in this movie. I mean, like, I think it's called corduroy jacket, is totally enviable. And just like the way he doesn't know what to do with his life after college is such a relatable feeling. Like, I would totally see myself being the main lead in this movie, only Dustin was in it. He was the main lead of this movie. Hashtag born in the wrong generation. Had I been born during the 40s and grew up during the 50s and been allowed to be in the movie during the 60s, I would have totally, like, killed it. Like, the part would have been mine. But anyways, this album is written by Paul McCartney and Simon Cowell, as you can tell. I don't know what a Garfunkel is, but I guess a Garfunkel was also in charge with the music, or the music, because this is an album, with the music of the album. Simon Cowell worked with the Garfunkel. I guess it might be some sort of like box that you use for for music output. Let's see what these non-relevant people. The production, Joseph E. Levine presents a Mike Nichols and Lawrence Terman production, which is The Graduate, so I guess they had something to do with the movie. This is the original soundtrack recording, and it's stereo. Can also be played on mono equipment. Mono. I think that's a disease, so I'm not going to put this record on anything that's diseased. Anne Bancroft is obviously in this movie. She was also in the movie with Joan Crawford, called All About Adam or something like that. I don't know. Let's see who else. Yeah, they're not relevant. So this is my album. I tell you, Dustin Hoffman is like boyfriend goals. Same thing with Tom from 500 Days of Summer. I don't know if you watched that movie. It's very underground. Here is the album. It's very shiny. It has a couple of dents here and there, but I bought it used, which is actually very uncommon of me to do so, because usually I buy the $25 albums that my mommy and daddy buy for me. So technically I buy them because, I mean, it's for my trust fund. So, and my trust fund is mine. But going back to Dustin Hoffman and Tom from 500 Days of Summer, oh my god, like, those two are hashtag boyfriend goals. Even though, you know, one of them had sex with his eventual girlfriend and kind of wife's, well, it kind of alludes to that. No, it doesn't allude to that, but his girlfriend's mom, and the other one, you know, didn't take no for an answer. But is that not how it is like in society? But Tom is still such an adorable guy, and Summer's such a jerk for having, you know, rejected him, even though she did say from the start that she just wanted to be friends with benefits, and Tom was the one who said, let's fall in love, and she was like, no, I don't know where you're getting this idea from. I was being honest with you in the beginning. I just want your friendship. And he was like, how dare you? And he started flipping out, and I guess he just couldn't handle being in the friend zone. But still, like, Summer was such a jerk for having rejected him. Who would reject Tom? Like, come on now, he's boyfriend goals. But anyways, that was one of my records for my record collection. I have a large record collection, all of them from $25 and up, that I use my mommy and daddy's trust fund to buy, along with my, apartment in the art district and my college tuition and whatnot. Anyways, that's me, so I'm just gonna continue blowing bubbles basically out of my pipe so you can go and run along to your next college class or something. I don't know. I have college too, but I'm just gonna ditch for the rest of my life because mommy and daddy are the ones paying for my classes, and I'm a natural photographer. I teach myself, so catch you later.